Shalom, this is Jonathan Cahn, and I'm going to address something or respond to something that's come to me with people asking, what do you say about this? So it's something that people are interested in, so I'm going to touch on it, which is the solar eclipse. There are those saying that this means it's going to be judgment, or it has to be judgment, could be judgment, or what's going to happen. And, I respect everybody involved here. I want to say a few things. If you know me, and I think you do, you would know that with any of these things, when there's a date set or there's this has to be on this date, be cautious both ways. And that is, can something happen? Yes. Does something have to happen? No. Can God do something? Yes. Does God have to do something? No. These things can be linked, can be signs of judgments or other things, but they also can be just a regular day. So be ready either way, no matter what. If the next day is going to be judgment, make sure you're right with God more than anything else, and be ready if that day doesn't come as such. Then be ready to serve the Lord just as you did the day before. So what about the solar eclipse? What's happening? Is a solar eclipse, is what's coming, and I'm doing this about a week before, is it judgment? Does it mean judgment? Or can it be? Well, in the Bible, what does it say? The Bible speaks about the sun being darkened. That is spoken of as a sign of judgment. But the primary context, when it says on that day the sun shall be darkened, it's not so much speaking of a regular order of things. An eclipse is a regular order. There are eclipses every year in some form or another, but it happens because God set it up that way. That's like clockwork. That's how He set up the solar system. But when it speaks about on the day of judgment the sun will be darkened, that's overwhelmingly a cataclysmic phenomenon. Having said that, could the darkening of the sun, even by a regularly ordered way, could that also be a sign of judgment? It can. It's another form of the sun being darkened. Doesn't mean it has to be. Doesn't mean that. No, it doesn't have to be. But now, what has been associated with this? In the writings of the rabbis, we have evidence that when they spoke about, they saw the eclipse of the moon as signifying judgment on Israel. And they saw the eclipse of the sun, a solar eclipse, as signifying judgment on the nations. America is one of the nations. Could there be judgment? This goes right across America. Yes, there could be, but does there have to be on that day? No, there doesn't have to be. Is America already heading for judgment? Yes, clearly. But as far as the timing, that's in God's hands. So be ready, no matter what. Be ready to meet the Lord tomorrow. But also be ready to go on and serve the Lord every day after that if it doesn't happen that way that you thought. God is sovereign. Can't put Him in a box. I've said that from the beginning. Even if He's done something the same way and He's done things that this way a few times, it's happened on this day, doesn't mean it has to be. Be ready either way, but be ready for it also not happening. You know me, I've always said that unless the Lord says for this time it's going to be on this date no matter what, then the best thing is be ready. And so I'm going to answer the next time. I'm going to speak about what's been said, the speculation concerning September 23rd and the events in the stars. And yes, the Bible says that these things, the stars, these things are signs, but what are they signs of? So we're going to get to that. We'll post that. You'll see it. We'll post it in another posting. Until then, also remember, keep in prayer. The Paradigm is going to be released. This is the most explosive book I've ever written. It's very much like the Harbinger, ancient mystery, the master blueprint of what's happening now, and it touches everything, and it doesn't hold anything back. So please keep me in prayer. Pray that God has His way. It's going to come out September 19th. The Paradigm. I believe it's already on Amazon and web. You can pre-order and all that stuff. But pray and be ready. And so the next time we'll speak about September 23rd. God bless you. Until then, this is Jonathan Cahn saying shalom.